This broadcast is for March 5, 2026, Japan time. Welcome to Samurai MLB Talk. Thank you very much for watching. This channel is a place where we explore the essence of humanity through the lens of baseball, through the way we watch the game, the spirit behind it, and the philosophy it reflects from a uniquely Japanese perspective. To our viewers in the English-speaking world, I truly hope you'll enjoy this dialogue about human nature as seen through the game of baseball. Your support means more than I can say. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Part 1, the one and only Roki Sasaki, a future MLB star. First, let's discuss this topic. Pitcher Roki Sasaki took the mound in an exhibition game against the Guardians. Although he once left the mound, he made a reappearance under the exhibition game rules and delivered a magnificent performance afterward. The situation was such that some fans even remarked, "It's like a completely different person is pitching." However, there is no need for such concern. There is only one pitcher in this world named Roki Sasaki. And that side of him showing brilliant pitching after returning to the mound. That is the true, original form of Roki Sasaki. In exhibition games, identifying challenges is what matters most. This is not the actual tournament. It is the pre-season. Roki Sasaki is still young. He is a pitcher still in development. It is a known fact that he will become the best pitcher in the world in the future. Right now, he is at the stage where training toward becoming that world best pitcher is necessary. To the media who start making a fuss the moment Sasaki shows an underwhelming performance on the mound, I want to say, calm down. What you are watching is no ordinary pitcher. He is the seed of a great pitcher who will grow over the next few years and eventually represent the MLB. Instead of pointing out his failures and viewing him with anxiety, expect his success. Rejoice in the growth of Roki Sasaki. Part 2. Samurai Japan Press Conference and Manager Ibata's Resolve. Next, we move to the topic of Samurai Japan. In preparation for the actual WBC, Samurai Japan moved from Osaka to Tokyo. I would like to cover the press conference held after their practice for the tournament. This time, we will broadcast parts of the press conference featuring three individuals: Manager Ibata, pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and Shohei Ohtani. Manager Ibata's press conference. Question 1. Now that you have entered Tokyo, what is your mindset? Manager Ibata. Since March 5th is not a game day, the players are relaxed. I believe they will switch their focus back on the day before the actual tournament begins. Question 2. Which game do you consider the key point in the first round? Manager Ibata. Every game is a key point. They are all important matches. Among them, I think the first game is especially important in terms of giving the team momentum toward victory. Question 3. What are your thoughts on Yoshinobu Yamamoto starting the first game? Manager Ibata. It would be great if he could give us momentum. I hope he delivers the kind of pitching that is characteristic of him. Question 4. What are your thoughts on the starting pitchers for the second game and beyond? Manager Ibata. I will refrain from making an announcement today. Question 5. As the WBC begins, what kind of performance do you want to show? Manager Ibata. There is no doubt it will be a tough battle. I hope we can fight through each game with the strength of everyone combined. Question 6. What will be the batting order for Shohei Ohtani? This is a question that Shohei Ohtani fans all over the world are curious about. Manager Ibata. The plan has been decided. Since I haven't informed him yet, I cannot say it here. Telling him personally is the first priority. It's intriguing, isn't it? Let's look forward to the actual tournament. Question 7. At what timing did you decide to select Seiya Suzuki as a member of the WBC? Manager Ibata. I met him at the spring camp last year and told him there was a possibility of his selection for the WBC. Question 8. What is your mindset regarding playing for Samurai Japan? Manager Ibata. When I was a player, I felt nervous until just before the game. Once the play ball sounds, you just do what needs to be done. When the game starts, I simply entrust it to the players. My mindset hasn't changed between my time as a player and my current role as a manager. We have introduced a part of the press conference of Samurai Japan's manager Ibata. Ibata took over the role of Samurai Japan manager following his predecessor, Hideki Kuriyama. Initially, there were concerns about his appointment. There were strong calls for the previous manager, Hideki Kuriyama, to continue. But because he declined, the request was made to Ibata. Ibata has been active as a coach for Samurai Japan and as a manager for the U12 and U15 national teams. During his playing days, he was a very exceptional player in the Japanese baseball world. He was a renowned player who was active for a long career of 18 years. When he first took office, there was skepticism about Ibata becoming the manager of Samurai Japan. However, in the Premier 12, he achieved a runner-up finish with a team composed of domestic professionals and amateurs. While the result of Samurai Japan losing to Taiwan in the Premier 12 took on a life of its own. The roster for that tournament was different from the current WBC squad. Therefore, the runner-up result can be called a great fight. How will he lead Samurai Japan, which is said to have the strongest lineup in history? I want to pay close attention to manager Ibata's leadership. Part 3, Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto, ready for the world stage. In anticipation of the WBC opening game on March 6, Japan time, a press conference was held for Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Shohei Ohtani. We bring you a portion of it. First, the press conference of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Question 1. What is your mindset after entering Tokyo? Yoshinobu Yamamoto. After finishing practice at the Tokyo Dome today, I feel that it is finally time. Since I have a full day tomorrow, I want to adjust well and take the mound for the actual game in the best possible condition. Question 2. Looking at the two exhibition games through yesterday, how do you feel about the team atmosphere? Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The atmosphere is very good. The players are all top tier, so it's fine. We don't need to force an atmosphere. Question 3. How do you feel about serving as the opening pitcher for the game against Taiwan? Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Since it is the first game for Samurai Japan, I hope to have a good start, so that we can gain momentum and win the WBC decisively. Question 4. How do you feel about being entrusted as the opening pitcher for Samurai Japan in the first game of the WBC? Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The first game has its own extreme difficulties, but since I've been given this responsibility, I want to do my job properly. Question 5. Japanese fans are expecting a lot. What kind of performance do you want to show? Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I am in good shape. I believe I can pitch with my full power. Following last year, I can play in Japan again, so I will do my best to show a great performance. Question 6. Will you approach the WBC with the same feeling for the team as you did in last year's World Series? Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Winning consecutive championships is the team's goal, so I will do my best as a member of the team. Question 7. What is the difference between being the opening pitcher for the Dodgers or the Oryx Buffaloes versus the WBC? Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I approach the mound with the same mindset for every game, including regular season matches. We have covered a part of Yoshinobu Yamamoto's press conference. He spoke calmly and composedly. Listening to his comments, I felt a tremendously hot, fire-like spirit within his quiet demeanor. In the 2023 WBC, Yoshinobu Yamamoto participated as a pitcher for the Oryx Buffaloes. His performance as a representative of Japan during his time with the Oryx Buffaloes was not particularly conspicuous. I feel he didn't have a standout performance in the 2023 WBC either. However, time has passed, and he has now returned to Samurai Japan as the Dodgers ace, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He is clearly different from the person he was up until 2023, having grown significantly. Last season, as the Dodgers ace, he was the only one to stay in the rotation consistently and showed a surge of activity in the postseason. He successfully led the Dodgers to consecutive World Championships. In last year's season and postseason, Yamamoto displayed a performance that could be called the best in the world, having returned to his hometown as the ace of Samurai Japan. I believe he has made the best adjustments toward consecutive titles. On March 6, Japan time, Yoshinobu Yamamoto's victory roar will surely echo through the Tokyo Dome. Next, the one you've been waiting for, the press conference of the unicorn, Shohei Ohtani. Question 1, what is your current mindset now that you have come to Tokyo where the WBC will be held? Shohei Ohtani. It feels like it's finally starting. We have practice tomorrow, but I want to adjust thoroughly until the end and enter the tournament in good condition. Question 2, you had 5 plate appearances in 2 exhibition games. How is your own condition? Shohei Ohtani. My physical condition is good, and I have been able to adjust without injury so far, so I am quite satisfied at this stage. Question 3, for the first game of the WBC starting March 6th, what kind of play do you want to show the fans, and what kind of tournament do you want this to be? Shohei Ohtani. I believe that truly top players have gathered here. Regardless of the clubs they usually support, this is an opportunity for baseball fans across Japan to become one as Samurai Japan, the national team. If you cheer for the wonderful plays of all the Samurai Japan members, I believe that alone will become our strength. Question 4, after 5 plate appearances in the exhibition games, what were you able to confirm? Shohei Ohtani. I faced professional players from the NPB. The feeling was different from the pitchers I will face in the actual WBC. But since I have to adapt while seeing various pitchers, I am anticipating facing many different types of pitchers in the WBC. In that sense, regardless of whether a hit comes or not, I stood in the box for each plate appearance while imagining those encounters. It was good that I could complete 3 plate appearances in the first game and 2 in the second, just as planned. Question 5, the WBC opening is on March 6th. What is your confidence and feel regarding winning consecutive titles in this tournament? Shohei Ohtani. Every team from every country is a wonderful team. As was the case in the previous tournament, I think there are very few games that can be won smoothly. I believe we must anticipate situations where the opponent scores first or where we are down by 2 or 3 points. In any situation, the team must respond firmly. Also, since I am part of the offense, if I can play calmly on the offensive side, I think we can have many good games. As in his press conferences as a member of the Dodgers, he was very composed, choosing each word carefully and answering politely. Regarding Shohei Ohtani, some Japanese media were concerned because he went 0 for 5 in the exhibition games. But as he himself said, there is nothing to worry about. These are merely results from exhibition games. It will be perfect if he explodes as the unicorn in the actual WBC. In those 5 plate appearances during the exhibition games, although he had no hits, he experienced those at-bats against pitchers he was facing for the first time. I believe he has prepared his mindset for the battles against pitchers he will face for the first time in the WBC. We are not talking about just any baseball player. We are discussing Shohei Ohtani. Isn't it embarrassing in itself to view him with anxiety just because he had no hits in 5 at-bats during Samurai Japan's exhibition games? Let's understand once more. He is not just a baseball player. Shohei Ohtani is a unicorn. There is no need to worry. He will surely deliver. Carrying the dreams and hopes of Samurai Japan, he will perform brilliantly. That is all for this time. Thank you very much.